Hey honey wedge day Midgard, my name is Michelle from Throw Once Another Letter. Hello and welcome back to my channel, and this is the second part in the I read Hunger Games for the first time. So I am currently on book 2, Catching Fire, and I'm about 80 pages in. I'm also in some sprints with the Eras readathon. All I really have to say right now is fuck President Snow. I am very scared for what is to come. I know that this is probably a challenge to what I've read before. Hi. Okay, we are on Chapter 17. I updated you at the 50 page mark, and then I read 200 and something pages. Here's what I'm going to say about this. Obviously there's going to be an uprising, which I predicted. Here's where I feel about characters. I hate what is going on between Katniss and Peeta. I hate it. I don't like how wishy-washy he is and how he would throw it all, basically throw it all away from her. Like, he's smart, but I don't like how callous he is. Generally unaffected he seems to be, aside from like when the peacemakers took over and replaced the previous peacemakers, and those peacemakers were so easily taken in by the community that new peacemakers have like I feel like they've really colonized the area, like by freezing them out and starving them, and Katniss's idea to make all of them run in the middle of it was just ridiculous. It was never gonna work. Also really love Peeta. I love Peeta so much. He is so comforting and sweet, and I love how he just wants to be there for Katniss. I also really love how Haymitch was making a genuine attempt to get sober. I think Haymitch has a thing for Effie, honestly. For the vibe that I'm getting is that he actually likes her, even though she's annoying as shit. They kind of do make like a grumpy sunshine pair, so that's kind of cute. Also really love how determined Peeta is, how he's like, no, we're gonna do this, and how he's so determined to save her. I am about 160 pages from the end. I feel like this is gonna go very quickly, and then I'm gonna watch the movie. This is how far I got in one day. I don't even know what it's gonna look like at the end of the day. It's also very sad that Darius is one of the Avocs. It also really sucks in the way that she's finding out certain things and certain perspectives from Peter's perspective, and how that made him feel. Her mother, and how she's trying to be better to her mom and be more accepting of her mother's love. We are really gonna see something big happen with this. Also, I love Joanna, and I'm starting to think like maybe Katniss might be like bisexual. She made a comment about Joanna's body, and she made a couple of other comments about people from the Capitol, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you're giving me bi girl energy. And Joanna is definitely giving me like pan energy. I also wanted to comment on some of the characters that she's met, like gush over Finnick. He kind of gives me like Hercules vibes. Is she like, you know what, I really like Hercules, so I'm just gonna put him in here. Maybe Joanna is supposed to be like a Demeter character. The tributes are definitely resembling certain Greek gods. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but
they're right. But even though it worries me, I think what he did was amazing. I guess this is a bad time to mention, I hung a dummy and painted Seneca Crane's name on it. I say, this has the desired effect. After a moment of disbelief, all the disappointment like a ton of bricks. You hung? Says Senna. God. Yes, I was showing off my new knot tying skills, and he somehow ended up at the end of the noose. You'd have thought we planned it, says Peeta, giving me just the hint of a smile. Didn't you? Asks Portia.
Of course, we are on page 352, and Katniss finally realizes that she actually cares about Peeta. So a lot has happened in the last, I don't know how many pages. There's 16 dead, 8 still alive. Finnick, Joanna, Beetee, and then Peeta and Katniss, and then 3 of the other tributes. I think Joanna's hilarious. I don't understand the whole like girl hate that Suzanne has written into this. Like, Joanna and Katniss could be really good friends if Suzanne had just written it that way. I love Finnick. I thought that he was like a Hercules, but he is more so with the whole trident and the net thing. He was definitely giving me more Aquaman. Actually, in reality, it's more like Poseidon. I don't know, maybe she is drawing from certain types of mythology. You know, Mags, she sacrificed herself, which I was like, oh damn. I know that I'm already attached to Finnick, so then when he actually dies, I know I'm gonna be fucked up. About 40 pages left to the end. Peeta's like, yeah, you'll be fine if I die. Like, this is very Jack and Rose, where Jack's like, oh yeah, you can lay on the door. I'm gonna watch the movie after this. This vlog moved very fast. Also, Joanna, she's very much like, oh yeah, we don't want a rebellion on our hands. And I thought to myself, well, they're gonna kill her off very quickly. There were times where I thought like, if I didn't know that there was a 3rd book, like if I didn't think that there was going to be a 3rd book, I would have definitely thought, oh no, like they're gonna kill Katniss in this one. Ah, here they are. Using my last thing of Post-it notes that I got during back to school shopping. Take my handy dandy seam ripper. Also, I love how Haymitch has made deals for them. Joanna is for Peeta and Finnick is for Katniss, which kind of makes sense. Here we go.
That no one should ever underestimate the harm that fingernails can do, especially if the target is unprepared. I lunge across the table and rake mine down Haymitch's face, causing blood to flow and damage to one eye. It's good intention.
This is fucked up.
I give up. Stop speaking, responding, refuse food and water. They can pump whatever they want into my arm, but it takes more than that to keep a person going once she's lost the will to live. I even have a funny fact.
She is so dumb.
If it can't,
she is so bad at making plans, it's unreal.
This is why no one lets you make the plans, he said. That's true. No one in their right mind would let me make the plans.
At least she knows.
Kale, I whisper. Hey, catnip. He reaches down and pushes a strand of hair out of my eyes. One side of his face has been burned fairly recently. His arm is in a sling, and I can see bandages under his minor shirt. What has happened to him? How is he even here?
Who cares if he's here?
What has happened back home, I ask. After the games, they sent in planes, drop firebombs. He hesitates. Well, you know what happened to the hawk. I whisper. But Gale is not one to keep secrets from me. Katniss, there is no District 12. End of Book 2. Executive producer Paul R. Gagne.
I have no words. I'm very scared. I am terrified. All of this was for nothing. This was just President Snow's way of trying to kill whoever he could. Obviously, she loves Peeta. The fact that there's no District 12, that means everybody's, like, what, everybody's gone? It's sad. It's very sad to think about. It is the next day. I finally watched the movie after putting it off and then watching a little bit of it and then putting it off. I feel like the movies are very close to the books. Like, there's some word for word dialogue in there, and I really love that and I appreciate that. I really like the casting for all of the tributes. In terms of the uprising and the behind the scenes stuff, I like the fact that they have behind the scenes stuff because everything's told by Katniss's viewpoint. And also, I'm starting to understand that Katniss is a very bad decision. Like, she is very bad at making decisions. Like, she's very much a 16-year-old, 17-year-old girl. These are the kind of decisions that I would make. Oh, political uprising, let's just run away. But I want to give myself like a little break. I feel like I'm becoming anxious with worry. So that's my thoughts on Catching Fire. Thank you for joining me throughout this whole entire adventure. I'm sorry if I did not give you very much as of this vlog. I think that reading this will definitely put me in a space of how I feel about the series as a whole. I wish that in the movies we would have gotten to see Haymitch's point of view. And how he won the games, because his story is actually pretty interesting and kind of leads Katniss to do what she does. I also really like the dynamic between Haymitch and Katniss, because Haymitch and Katniss understand each other a lot more. I love Peeta. I love him so much. He is so caring. These are my thoughts. Thank you for joining me on this wild, wild ride. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to become a Patreon, you can click the link down there. If you made it all the way through, you can give me like a beach emoji or something like that. That's all I have for you today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe. I hope that you are eating something and being mindful of yourself.
If you die, and I live, I'd have nothing. Nobody else that I care about.
Peeta.
It's different for you. Your family needs you. You have to live. For them.
If you dance, I'll dance. And if you don't, I'll dance anyway. Give peace a chance.
Nobody needs me.
Can Chris Evans drive? What is going on with me and driving? Yes, I can drive very well.
I'm trying to get a bunch of bitches to kneel.
Jonathan?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Cut the check. Cut the check.
Get that bitch off the monitor.